What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I really want to tackle a question that I get commonly asked, and that is, Vanessa, I know having a niche for my social media accounts are really important, but I don't exactly know how to narrow down to the winning idea, the winning niche that's really going to get me results. Well, you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm really going to break down and give you some actionable steps that you can take, not only to find a niche that you like, but also a niche that will really gain traction for your account, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube. That's why if you're interested in learning more about this, then keep on watching. Alright, so before I even begin to give you the actionable steps, let's just take it a step back and talk about why exactly having a niche is so important, especially if you are just starting out as a content creator or even a business owner. Now, the first reason why I think it's really important to niche down is because you want to be known for something. Imagine if on my account I was posting videos about makeup, fashion, fitness, business, and social media. For you as the viewer, it's going to be very confusing for you on whether or not you want to stay. But not only this, it's also going to be very challenging for you to recommend my channel or my account to other people. Imagine if I was actually posting random topics every single day, for example, ranging from me working out to me talking about relationships, to me talking about food, to me talking about business. It's going to be very hard for you when your friends go up to you and ask, hey, why should I follow Vanessa? You're not going to know what to say. So make it easier on your audience to actually be able to, for them to pinpoint what you do so that they can recommend you and refer you. And as such, you're going to be able to build a tribe and an audience a lot faster. The second reason why it's important to niche down, especially when you are a beginner, is because when you are very focused on a specific subject, it's going to be able to accelerate your authority in that particular topic. Meaning when you actually go in depth on a particular subject, it's going to be able to accelerate the fact that people identify you as the ultimate go-to, which will then lead to a higher conversion rate in terms of people becoming subscribers or followers to your account. Because at the end of the day, people follow accounts for a specific reason. You follow a motivational account for a specific reason. You follow a fitness account for a specific reason. That's why it's very important when you're beginning, especially to niche down. Now, just so that I can drill it down even more, why having a niche is a strategic move is that having a niche is a lot more profitable. If you don't believe me, let me give you a real life example. Who do you think gets paid more? A general practitioner in health that knows a little bit of everything, or a specialized neurosurgeon? Probably the specialized neurosurgeon. And the reason for this is, like I said earlier, when you really double down on a particular subject and you become a specialist in it, you then become an expert. And by being an expert, you can demand higher prices when you start charging for your services. So these are some ways that you can actually have a leg up as a beginner and accelerate your growth. Now, can you be a generalist? Absolutely. Eventually, as you grow and you have the audience, you can absolutely start branching out and doing different topics. Even in my channel, I experiment with different topics all the time, but that's because I've secured the audience. So for you, if you are watching this video and you are just starting out, I highly recommend starting with a narrow focus first and then start to expand as you grow. Now, at this point in the video, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Vanessa, we get it. Having a niche is important. So what do I do next? How do I actually narrow down to that winning idea? Well, my first advice to you, especially if you are someone who is dabbling and you don't really know which niche to narrow down to because you have so many different ideas, is doing a content brainstorm. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down all the niche ideas that you have. Maybe it's fashion versus fitness versus business versus food, okay? You write down all these category ideas, and then underneath each one, I want you to do a brain dump of all the content ideas that you can think of per category. Now, what you'll notice while you do this exercise is that a couple of niches are going to come a lot more effortlessly for you, meaning that it's going to be a lot more easier for you to write down the content ideas for a couple of niches versus others. Now, what that's going to signal to you is that those niches that seem a little bit more effortless to create content for are basically within your zone of genius, meaning that it's going to be a lot easier for you to maintain that niche for a long period of time. And the reason why this is important is because you really want to choose a niche that's not just something you're interested in, but something that you can be consistent in as well. To illustrate this further, let me give you a personal example. I used to be in the makeup niche, and I have a video right here where I talk all about it. And what I found is, even though I had an interest in makeup and I loved makeup, as a content creator, I really had zero creativity around it. I only had 3 basic makeup looks that I could really do, and therefore I burnt out really quick with ideas. That's why I couldn't be consistent, and therefore I wasn't successful. Whereas the niche that I have now, which is very business oriented, I can come up with so many ideas naturally in one sitting because I've truly found something that is within my zone of genius. And that is why I'm able to pump out 2 videos a week on YouTube and show up consistently on Instagram as well. Now, if you're someone who is struggling with this exercise and you want a little bit of a boost in terms of coming up with content ideas, regardless of whatever niche you've chosen, make sure you check out this video right here where I share with you specific research tools that you can use so that you can really maximize this activity and come up with as many content pieces as you can per niche. Once you finish that activity and you've identified at least one niche where you truly feel is within your zone of genius and you are confident that you could be consistent on, the next step that I want you to do is niche down even more. Specifically, I want you to niche down at minimum 3 levels deep. So let's say you finish this exercise and you've settled that fitness is the niche that you want to pursue. Well, I'm here to tell you that fitness alone is not niche enough. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, fitness. Fitness for who? Fitness for moms. Okay, well, what type of moms? Fitness for working moms. Okay, great. So fitness for working moms who are looking for what? What problem are you solving? Maybe you tell yourself fitness for working moms who just had a baby. Now, isn't that a lot more specific on what you offer? Instead of just saying fitness, you now can say, I teach fitness for working moms who just had a baby. That alone is a lot more specific, but also a lot more clear on what exactly you offer to your audience. So if you are someone who struggles with being a little bit more specific on what exactly you offer, definitely consider doing the level down method so that you can really be laser focused on your niche. Now, the next step that you want to do is you want to validate the demand for your niche. Surprisingly, this step right here is not something a lot of people do, and that's the biggest pitfall. If you are creating content that people aren't really searching for, then you're not going to be found, and you're going to waste a lot of time creating content that's not gaining any traction. So I'm going to share my screen and share with you a couple of methods that I use and that you can use in order to validate your niche.
So I'm going to share you 2 key research tools that I love to use in order to validate my ideas, regardless if it's my niche or my content. So the first one that I use is called TubeBuddy. I use this app a lot, especially for optimization on YouTube. Now, what I'm going to do is download TubeBuddy, and this is a Chrome extension. And now what's going to happen is when you search for something on YouTube alone, TubeBuddy will actually populate the competition, the search volume, different related searches, all that stuff, which is awesome. So let's say if I were you and I was trying to validate my niche, I would really focus my efforts on looking at how many searches per month and the search volume in order to validate whether or not this is a topic that a lot of people are searching for. Now, as I can see, there's 57,000 searches per month. So for me, I think that this is really good data to work with. Not only this, beyond just using TubeBuddy, you can also look at YouTube alone and look at all the videos that currently exist. What I notice is that a lot of the YouTubers, they actually get more views than they do have subscribers. So this is showing to me that a lot of people are searching for this beyond just that YouTuber subscriber base. And a really great example is this person right here. She has almost 1 million views about how to cover up her acne, and she only has 14,000 subscribers. So in comparison, you can tell that there's a lot of search volume for this topic. Now, if you wanted to take it a step further and you want to understand, okay, are a lot of people searching this on Google, not just YouTube? Another great tool that I like to use is Keywords Everywhere. Keywords Everywhere is a free research tool, and it's also a Google plugin that you can download. Now, what's going to happen is when you go on Google, and let's say I'm searching makeup for acne, because let's say I'm in your shoes and I'm trying to niche down, and instead of doing makeup, I really want to focus on helping women with acne. Now, I can see the search volume at 2,900 a month. This is really good, and at least it shows to me that people are searching for this. Not only this, if I'm running out of content ideas, or you really want to brainstorm, how you could take this, how you could stretch it out, not just on YouTube, but on Instagram or whatever social media platform you're on, TubeBuddy will also tell you what people are also searching for. So for example, best loose powder for acne-prone skin, can foundation cause acne, oil-free foundation drugstore, acne caused by makeup, primer for oily acne-prone skin. There's so many different ideas that you can work off of. Now, if you want to learn more about the tools that I use outside of these 2 to get content ideas, make sure you check out this video right here where I talk about it more in depth and I give you even more tools that you can work with.
So far in this video, I've given you some simple and easy actionable steps that you can take in order to not just identify your niche, but also niche down and validate as well. Now, if you would like to take it a step further and monetize this niche, then make sure you hit the notification bell, because in my next video, I'm going to talk about how you can find clients on Instagram. So if you're interested in using Instagram as a tool in order to attract leads into your business, then make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. In the meantime, while you wait for that video, make sure you also check out these 2 videos right here. I talk a lot about social media, business, and life in general, so make sure you check out these videos as well. As always, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, and a great life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.